Good morning. Just reading Joshua this morning, and they're coming into the promised land behind the priests who are carrying the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord. And we come up to one of the reasons why Joshua, in some ways, was a better leader than David when it came to how to handle the Ark, And this is one of the reasons why Uzzah died. Now, many of you will be familiar with the story of Uzzah and Ahio, the two brothers who, but we'll read that in a second. But let's just read this here, how Joshua handled following the Ark into Canaan. And they commanded the people, saying, when you see the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord your God, and the priests, the Levites, bearing it, that's the key, and then you shall remove from your place and go after it. Yet there shall be a space between you and it, about 2,000 cubits by measure. Now, I usually have this written down, but I'm pretty sure it's nearly exactly 1 kilometre. Come not near unto it, that ye may know the way by which ye must go, for ye have not passed this way heretofore. Now, it says here, for, the reason he's saying is that you have not passed this way, and that you may know the way you must go. But 2,000 cubits, 1 whole kilometre away, that's an interesting way. And the reason that Joshua had them do that is that if anyone touched that ark, they would die. I'm just going to turn the page here and go to Numbers chapter 4, verse 15. And when Aaron and his sons have made an end of covering the sanctuary and all the vessels of the sanctuary, and as the camp is to set forward, after that the sons of Kohath, this is where Joshua and that were, they're about to set forward their camp. After that the sons of Kohath shall come to bear it, but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. So that's what the law said. Don't touch any holy thing, they might die. Joshua had all the people stand back 2,000 cubits so that they wouldn't die. Here's a little tract that we hand out. How shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation? What must I do to be saved? It's a little booklet full of just scriptures on salvation. And if you want some of them, we've got hundreds of them. Please send me a message, let me know. So Joshua brings them into the promised land, gets them 1 kilometre back. That's because he would have read the law, like I just read in Numbers, that if anyone touched that ark, they're going to surely die. He said, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set everyone way back 1 kilometre to be sure. But this is how David handled it. And obviously, I love David, but he failed here. He sinned here in not doing what God asked. And David gave it all to chosen men of Israel, 30,000, yep. And he went with all the people, so he's there. And remember that David is a man who said in the Psalms that he wrote down the words that God said, God has magnified his word above all his name. He also wrote down that the law of the Lord is more precious to him than thousands of silver and gold. So he knew the law. But let's just see what happened. And went from there to bring up from thence the Ark of God. So the Ark of God was down in a certain place because the Philistines had taken it. Verse 3, and they set the Ark of God upon a new cart, kind of like a new King James Bible, and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah, and Uzzah and Ahio, the sons of Abinadab, drave the new cart. So these boys, one, were not from the tribe of Levi. They were in Gibeah, and I think I've got a note here, Benjamin. The Gibeah was the land of Benjamin. So they were from the wrong tribe. It should have been the Levites. And as it goes along, it came that they were pushing the ark and they were playing the instruments, and the ark shook because the oxen were pulling it, and it shook on the cart. And Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of God and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it, and he died. The anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and God smote him there for his error, and there he died by the ark of God. Uzzah died because they didn't follow what God had said, like Joshua did. That the Levites should carry it on the poles, and no one should touch it. So anyway, just a little study to show, if you read your Bible, you'll get information that might preserve your life. All right, God bless you. Bye.